be a little bit more stronger defensively. I thought there was a few things that we could have done better execution-wise there, but it was an okay match for us. Headed to Evansville, and it probably was one of the best matches for us of the season. I thought from every part of our game we executed well. There was one time in there where I think we had a run of 3 errors on serve receive, but besides that one moment, I thought we probably couldn't have played any better against Evansville. So really proud of our effort. I thought Evansville did a nice job of keeping the ball alive, which is something that we have struggled with when teams can dig a lot of balls. We become impatient, and I thought our kids really did a nice job of staying patient, relying on our defense, and then executing. So very proud of the effort. There were some really good rallies during that match. Even the game that was close, I thought we were playing really good volleyball. So really proud of our kids' effort and execution on Saturday or Friday night. Then we had our match against Southern on Saturday, and unfortunately we came up on the losing end of a tough 4-game match. A little bit about that match, I think it took us a little while, actually a lot longer than was good for us, to learn about Southern Illinois. They're very different than Evansville. They're very different than anything that we can produce in practice, and so sometimes when you play teams like that, you have to adjust to that during the match, and we just weren't able to do that at the pace we needed to be successful for that win. They have a very fast offense on the left pin, which is something that we have not seen at all. I look at it as kind of a high-risk, high-reward offense, and they have the ball control this year to really execute it well. And we were spinning in circles for those first 2 games. And then when we kind of caught on to how to defend them, I think we defended them well, but then it forced us into being very sporadic offensively on our side. We were trying to do their same pace of offense when that's not our game, that's not how we play. And so it was kind of a combination of that. And I thought in games 3 and 4, we did a much better job of just kind of relaxing on our side once we did make good plays, but unfortunately it was a little bit too late. We did have our chances in game 4. I think we got down maybe 7-1, but came back and we were ahead 17-11 at one point. But we got stuck in a rotation, unfortunately. I think I called both my timeouts in that rotation, and we just couldn't get out of that rotation. So I ended up losing a tight game 4. I think that the biggest struggle for us was passing. We rank our passing on a 3-point scale, and we feel like we need to be at a 2.2 or higher in order to have a lot of success on offense, and we didn't have one game during that Southern Illinois match that we were above a 2.0, and that puts a lot of stress. So basically what that means is we're setting a lot of high balls to the outside. It puts a lot of stress on our pins, and it also is very easy to defend. A lot of teams, if they're out of system, they might have a big gun on the outside that can solve some problems, but we have to have everybody involved in our offense to be successful offensively. We also didn't have an answer for number 1, their middle. She had, I think, 21 kills and hit 548, and that was even with us committing on her, meaning we were committing a full double block on her and trying to defend around her, and she just was really on Saturday night, very successful. So I'm not going to lie that the loss, it's a tough one. But the thing about it, as I talked about with our kids, we have to do a really good job of being able to learn quickly and bounce back, because we have a very big week ahead. We bring Illinois State and Indiana State to town, and Illinois State is undefeated in the conference right now. They're 14-4 on the season. They basically returned everybody from last year's team, and they're playing very well. They had a great weekend last weekend. They beat Wichita State and Missouri State in 4. So obviously playing some really, really good volleyball. And what makes them good, they're probably they are the top defensive team in the conference right now in terms of opponents' hitting percentage. Blocking wise, they have 3 of the top 6 blockers in the conference, so obviously the block is a big part of their defense. Offensively, they're similar to us in terms of they don't really have one kid or 2 kids that you can focus on. Everybody's good. They have the returning freshman of the year on the outside. Both of their middles are very active, and then they have a 6'3" lefty, which is very different for us on the right side. So a very good Illinois State team that we're going to have to do a lot to prepare for. And then we have Indiana State on Saturday, and I don't think they've won a match in the conference, but every match that they've played has been close. For example, last weekend they went 5 with Missouri State. And then the Wichita State match, they lost in 3, but 2 of the games were 25-22. So a team that's very capable of playing well also. So a very big week ahead for us. It's going to be nice to have an opportunity to get in there and practice. We have a normal week, no midweek anything. So we'll have a lot of opportunities to get better at some things that we need to definitely get better at. And again, it's a home weekend for us, so we've had great crowd support so far this year. We could definitely use you this weekend as well. We only have 6 more home games of the year, which is crazy. So 2 of them are this weekend. So we'd love to have the support that we've had all year. We're definitely going to need that this weekend. Any questions?
Bobby, considering how young your team was at the start, 13-6, the season as a whole, how pleasing are you with the development?
Very happy with our team and the development. I think, the hard part is, there's just some things that we really want to get better at, and I hope, with this week of practice, we'll have an opportunity to do that. We're still talking about consistency. Obviously I said Saturday night was probably Friday night was one of the best matches that we've had all year, but then turning around and not executing as well on Saturday, just working still on that consistency. And I think that's the hardest part for the coaching staff, but I have to keep remembering where we're at and where we've come from, but very proud of this group. The effort is definitely there. We just have to get better at a few things on the volleyball court.